Hey guys! So today, as in when I'm currently filming this video, I am still sick, so I probably sound really weird, but that's just because I have a really sore throat. Today I'm going to show you the 5 books that I just recently finished / am currently reading. The first book I finished, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This was a very good book. I had to read this for school, but I'm very glad that I did read it because it was very good and I definitely recommend this. I really enjoyed Scout and Jem and the way that they looked at the world and how you could kind of see it from a different perspective because you're not in their shoes, and in being in their shoes for the book, you got to see it a little bit differently. The second book I just finished reading is Girl Online on Tour by Zoella Sugg, or Zoe Sugg, or Zoella, or whatever you call her. I read the first one a little while back and it was very good, and I bought this one after reading it. But it took me a really long time to read it because I was reading To Kill a Mockingbird and 2 other books for school. But I did enjoy this book, and spoiler warning, okay? Spoiler warning. I liked how it didn't end the cliche way, and I liked that she stood up for herself. The third one has come out or is going to come out very shortly, depending on your country, and I think you should give them a read because they're pretty good. The third book I finished recently, and I think you're going to notice a trend here, is Dan and Phil Go Outside, and I really don't think I should have to tell you who it's written by. In all honesty, this was a very good book. I really enjoyed all the pictures because I was this close to going and I didn't get to go to the Dan and Phil USA tour. And I really wish I had gotten the chance to, but I didn't. If you saw my Instagram post about it, you'd know that I got this on one of the days of my play rehearsals and found out that one of the girls in my cast also watches their videos. So we were sitting there reading it in the backstage together before we went on stage, and that was a lot of fun. I read more than half of it that one day and finished reading it the next day. But it was a very good book. Although I wish the Boston section was a little bit bigger. But all in all, a very good book, and if you were thinking about getting this book but you weren't 100% sure, you should definitely get it. Now for the books I'm currently reading. I started reading Magnus Chase, The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. The first one in the series was very good and I was very excited for this book, and so far on chapter 13, it is not disappointing. I am very excited to finish reading this book. Hopefully I will be able to do that shortly because I have a lot going on very shortly. The 5th and final book is not what I'm like reading. It's kind of just a book that I really am enjoying. It's How to Quote Shakespeare in Everyday Life by Michael Deneuve. I am enjoying this so much. I don't think you understand. In the book, they type out, is that a he? I think that's a he. The author has written a situation where you would use certain phrases that are very cliche, but then gives you a Shakespearean alternative to that cliche. For instance, chapter 3, Marriage, Family, and Friends, situation is, yes dear, and the cliche phrase is, yes honey, of course I'll go. But the Shakespearean way is, I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes, and moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncles. Which is from Much Ado About Nothing. I am really enjoying this book, and I can't wait to finish reading all the way through it and memorize all of them so that I can quote Shakespeare in everyday life. So those are the books I read recently, which is like the past week and a half. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you're new here, follow me on all my social media websites, links are in the description. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Rip this open. So this is Wet n Wild. This is a Wet n Wild pack. So that's what the red looks like. So my parents have taught me in my short 15 years of life. So I have some things that my mom has taught me and some things that my dad has taught me, but really these are just things that my